How are we doing, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to another video review. This time I have another review for an accessory for my GoPro Hero 3, obviously, but it's going to work with GoPros, it's going to work with cameras, it's going to work with DSLRs, and to be honest, it's actually kind of designed even for DSLR use, and that is the Quik Pod Monopod. It's the DSLR edition. It also comes with a mount for your GoPro, so you don't have to get any tripod adapter, but it does allow you to connect any camera, video camera, DSLR that has a tripod, basically adapter hole built into it, the screw hole, or the 1/4 inch, screw hole, and obviously to a certain weight, at a certain weight. I mean, you have to have, it only can hold at least a certain amount. The nice thing is it does come with a few extra features that you can actually kind of adjust, set it against the wall, as well as other features that I'm going to go ahead and get into right now. Okay, so this is everything that it comes with, aside from the actual GoPro itself. That's mine. But this is what you're going to get in the package. The main thing, obviously, the packaging, which really doesn't mean anything. It does come with a bag to actually put the I guess, retracted Quik Pod into. That way you can actually take it with you, put it in your bag, whatever you want. If you go hiking, things like that, you can obviously stick it in your bag without worrying about losing any of the small pieces or damaging it at all. So I'm going to set that off to the side as well. This is the actual Quik Pod itself. It is a monopod. The nice thing is it does have these nice flip-lock levers to obviously do all the adjustment. It does have the 1/4 inch thread built onto the top, but this little button here allows you to remove that piece. And then actually I already have the piece mounted for the GoPro on my GoPro already, and then it just allows you the quick access of pushing that on there. If there's one thing that I would have to say that I wish it would change a little bit, would be the head adapter is definitely a little cheaper. It works fine, to be honest. It's probably a weight thing more than anything else, but the one that actually is on my Manfrotto tripod is substantially very, very similar system, but actually feels like a higher quality product. But this does work really good, as well as the actual tripod adapter. I'm going to go ahead and just leave that off. They give you this little pad here. This is actually meant, and I can kind of show you, to put against your waist down here, so when you actually have this extended all the way out, you just set the butt of the stock against it, so it's not, obviously pushing against your bone or leaving a nice little bruise or anything. If you're going to do it for overtime, this gives you a nice little pad to put it against. It's a neat idea. I wish they actually had a strap so you could actually strap it, or something like a clip that you could actually clip it onto a belt. But this definitely works a lot better than nothing, to be honest. Also, it doesn't actually come with this clip attached to it. I guess I just forgot to remove it. This is how it actually comes. Just with another screw hole here. Comes with a rubber end here, little end, that actually allows you to push it on the ground and it actually stays rather than it sliding with the metal. And you can have or not have this clip, obviously a belt clip attached to it, that you could actually either clip it to your belt or clip it to a strap on a pack or something like that if you wanted to just have it at quick access. Now, it is plastic. It will definitely break probably fairly easily if you give it any kind of jump. But that's that. It also comes with this nice little tether, I guess, for the actual monopod itself. You can actually, if you see here, there's actually a nice little hole right here that goes through the aluminum, and that you can actually tether either this to it, and I think you can actually just put the key ring actually through it, and then just use the key ring itself to actually tether it together. The nice thing is they give you this little bumper here first. This is obviously made for if you're using a DSLR, so you put you have your camera on here. You can put this onto the back side. Actually, it's on the butt, isn't it? Yeah. So they have these two little holes down here. Actually attaches back here. So if you're trying to get like a group shot with a heavy camera, and you're worried about you obviously have this thing all the way out. Now, obviously, a heavy camera doesn't like these little poles very well, but you can actually set this end against a wall, a doorway, or something like that, and so you have something to prop it up against, so you get a non-shaky. I guess if I had clip these would be better. A non-shaky video. And one thing that they do put on the Quik Pod that no other one that I've seen has is this little mirror. I mean, all it is just a little chrome piece, but it actually gives you a mirror shot in what you're actually shooting. It's a nice little thing. It's, you know, of course it's a little gimmick, but it actually does work, and it actually works pretty dang good. But that way you can actually see what you're shooting. Obviously with the GoPro, or with any camera for that matter, that doesn't have a flip around screen that you can actually aim towards you, so you know, you can't see what you're shooting. The high-end DSLRs pretty much all have that, but the lower end don't. And so, especially with the GoPro, without having the app or something like that, you won't be able to actually see what you're shooting or taking a video or photos of, for that matter. And in this case, this little guy at least gives you somewhat of an idea of what you're actually taking a picture or a video of. So that's the little bumper. And of course, I really don't use it against a wall very much. I use it mainly when I'm doing hiking, or if I'm doing unicycling or something like that, and I'll actually take a video of that here in just a little bit. And last, they actually give you a little tether. This is a tether actually for the GoPro itself. It's actually designed for that, so you can actually tether it, say, to this guy, this big guy right here, and then when you put this on here, you can just tether it right to that the screw there, and that way, if it comes off, it's a lot less likely to come off, to be honest. So that is the Quik Pod. And I mean, it's pretty simple. It's just a monopod, really, that's designed for use. Has a little adjustable head that you can adjust the angle on. So depending on what angle you're going to hold it up at from your belt, obviously the higher the angle, and the lower the angle, you just want to make sure you adjust it so you get the correct angle of your shot. To be honest, I like everything about it. I wish this was a metal clip right here, and I really do wish that the head was a little higher quality plastic than what it actually is. But everything else, the adjustment of the head itself works really good. The clips work really good. Everything works really good. And I'm going to go ahead and get outside and do maybe a hiking video, maybe a unicycle video, and kind of show you what kind of video you can expect to get out of it. So we're just going to roll with some footage. Of course, this will take some editing, Brian. So let's get things going. This is my nice little view. Got my camera over there, the camera over here, all really good to go. I haven't unicycled a whole lot lately, so. And of course, now I gotta get my foot readjusted. Get some decent footage here. A unicycle, it's not as probably easy because of the fact that if I put it on my hip, I'll probably just get a lot more swaying action because I have to have kind of a hand free to do some adjustment. So you can still get some decent footage, especially once you get going and you're not moving so much. So it at least gives me a decent amount of room to work with because I can still balance and still do this. So that's kind of quick tutorial on the unicycle. Definitely works really good. What I'm going to do is try it further out. So this is a little further out. So probably a little harder to balance. But this gives you probably a better view of me on the cycle. And of course I can maneuver the camera around, try to get the shot I want. And just like before, do the similar bounce around. Still not too bad. I have an easy amount of adjustment. I can probably actually do this on the fly. That way I'm not worrying about getting up. Now, you're about as wide of angle of view as you're going to get. I think I need to angle it down though. It looks like it's angling up too high. You're going to see too much sky. And there, I think that's going to be a better view than before. More of just unicycle your hand, you know. Actually, that little guy's a little stronger than it looks. But you can also do some artsy stuff. So how's it going? So it's fun to watch people's reactions. Unicycling. That's an artsy shot. I don't know how that worked. So that was using the Quik Pod with my unicycle. Let's go ahead and do a little hiking. So I'm heading down a trail, and right now I have the Quik Pod attached. I even have my nice little bumper attached to my hip right here. And what I'm doing is I'm actually using the Wi-Fi app on my phone, so I can actually kind of get an idea of the correct angle. Like I said, the little mirror that's actually on the device, on the Quik Pod, is a good way to actually get an idea of at least which angle you're shooting at, especially if you don't have this, especially if you're using this out in the wilderness a little bit more. It's going to be a little different. So right now, looking at this, if I actually look at that little mirror though, I'm seeing probably this section of my shirt, which is a little low than where the GoPro is actually doing it. But you got to remember, like I said, the mirror is actually more designed for cameras, DSLRs, things like that, which are going to sit a little higher up than what the GoPro lens is going to be sitting at. I guess not super significantly, but it's going to be a little different. But it gives you at least an idea of what it's looking at, the direction you're really pointing down or up. But yeah, seeing what I'm actually seeing on here, I can actually adjust the angle of the GoPro or the Quik Pod itself and find out what's the best direction to point it in. Now, I do not have the waterproof back door on my GoPro, but I do have the full surround just with the opening, so that's why you're going to get a little better audio quality, I think, than normal. And coming up in one of my future videos, I have another company that sent me a microphone, so that's coming up. But yeah, this gives me at least an idea. And obviously with this, I'm trying out the little bumper, seeing how well it stays as I hike. And a little hike. This is a trail that's near my house, all paved, which is okay. But so yeah, we're at 2 poles out, so two extensions. And you know, this is a nice one, especially if you're in a group. You're going to get a lot more of your surroundings. So if I kind of shoot it from the side here, you're going to get a lot better clarity or a lot more video of other people that might be in your party with you, more people hiking, or obviously the other way. It doesn't matter. Or if you just want to get a better shot heads up or heads on, this one's pretty good. It all depends. You know, the bad thing is if you're walking through the bush, you know, the longer you extend it out, the harder it is to actually be, you know, going through whatever trail without hitting tree branches, stuff like that. I'm actually looking forward to see how clear this is, because from my point of view here, it's pretty bumpy. Looks like it's shaking pretty good, but you can hear the leaf blower in the background. So now I'm 3 poles out, and I'm actually adjusting my arm up the barrel more so I get a little more stabilization out of it. So I put my hand down here. Definitely feels heavier. It's not too bad, but it definitely feels heavier than if I were to put my hand out and I made it out at extension number 2. It's a lot better, a lot easier. You're creating that triangle, that tripod effect with it. Definitely gets you better. One thing I am noticing though is that pad, you really got to pay attention to it, which is why if they were to actually add something to it, maybe allow the belt to slide through it, that would be awesome. And that might be something that I might be attaching to it with just sewing a sleeve on it so you can actually attach to a belt. That would be awesome. But the pad is nice because it actually keeps it off. You know, while doing this right now isn't too bad. If I did it for an hour, by the end of that hour, I bet I have a little bruise there and it probably wouldn't feel so hot. But having that little pad is pretty nice. Now one thing I noticed at 3 out, I probably want to actually tone it down a little bit. That way you can actually get more video of me. So I'm going to do that now. So here we are. I obviously tilted it down a little more. And you can obviously see a lot more. Less, you can see lower on my body, but you're still able to see my head at least this far out. I think it gives you a little bit better perspective of what I'm actually seeing down towards the ground than more up above. One of the nice things with doing this with the camera is you can actually get a nice panorama. I'm going a little fast probably, it's more of a blur. But you can obviously do that at slow speed and actually kind of see your surrounding without actually doing a pano shot. Actually, maybe it turned out better than I thought. But, you know, yeah, so that's the Quik Pod. And, you know, I mainly wanted it more for hiking or anything like that, or at least a nice tripod for this specific purpose. But I got in contact with the company about a good way to get the information out, and of course something that I'd like to try and do a video of myself, and I'm glad that they actually were entrusted in me to do a nice product review of their product, and I really do like it. To be honest, the tilting head feature, the ability to add any camera you want, it's quite nice actually. I don't have to use it just for the GoPro. I can use it for any of my cameras, including my video camera, although I probably wouldn't want to have it all the way out from the video camera because it is a little heavy. Kind of like a DSLR, it's a little heavy. But yeah, that's the Quik Pod. The flip lock levers are nice. The head's nice. I just wish the plastic on the head was actually of a little bit higher quality. But I do really like that little rubber leash they give you, because in this case, with a little bit of vibration you get constantly, having that nice tight rubber leash is nice. I'm actually probably going to use it for other purposes. I don't know if you noticed it in the video, but I actually have the tether ring on my GoPro right now, and that's probably what I'm actually going to start using more than anything else to leash it up, because it's my favorite thing I've gotten from the companies so far to do a little video on. Love that little thing, especially the aluminum one. But yeah, that's the Quik Pod, and I hope you liked the review of it. Now I'm going to head back up to my house and finish out my videotaping of this nice little review. My nice little pad I've got. Thought of one more way I wanted to show you real quick. Now I have it retracted all the way. I do not have it even sitting against my body. I have it in my hand only. And I actually don't even have to have it angled like that. I can angle it back out. And that way you get a nice close shot. And the same thing goes kind of like, look what I'm looking at. You can kind of see, you know, do some neat camera angles. Just having a nice handheld piece for your camera. Pretty nice. Yep. So I'm back from my nice little excursion with my unicycle and hiking. That's the Quik Pod. Like I said, there's a lot of things I really like about it. The only thing I would have to say I don't specifically like about it as much would be this head here. I don't think it's as high quality as they could have made it. And you know what? I'm just going to take the... I'll show you. I didn't really show you what the GoPro mount looks like, and it's in all reality, it's just a little piece of plastic that allows you to mount the GoPro to it directly. Of course, that's the little leash I use for that they send you with it. And of course, that's the GoPro, and there's the GoPro head that they give you. Now, it's important to say they don't give you the actual screw or the mounting screw for the GoPro. That's obviously from the GoPro package itself. The nice thing is, one thing I do like, they tell you which way to put the lens, so they have the little arrow saying lens is on this side. So when you mount the GoPro, you mount the lens on the front side here, which obviously goes with the nice little triangle here, making sure that you do put it on correctly. But I do wish that these were a little higher quality, a little bit better done. You know, this has the nice little screw for whatever camera you're going to put onto it. Same thing, you know, obviously you're going to have a penny or something with you to actually be able to screw your camera on, but I actually did try it out just by twisting the camera on it, and I was able to get it decently tight at least, so you could do it on the fly just fine. The leash, it's probably something that I'm not going to really use too much, but I'll tell you what, this guy, they did a really good job on it. It's very simple. For the price they ask for it, it's not too bad. I'm not going to tell you the price because, of course, this video, it's prices could change even where you're located. So, but check them out, QuickPod, QuikPod, and yeah, so that's the QuickPod. One thing that they did send to me as well, and maybe you've been noticing this little white box I had down here the entire video. This is one other item that you can actually attach to the QuickPod, mainly using the standard tripod adapter. And this is a universal cell phone mount. It's something that you can buy from them extra. And like I said, so here I'm actually going to set it up here without actually using a penny or anything. And so it says lens this way. I'm actually going to fade. Maybe it's not going to work as good as I thought. There we go. A little hard. Face the lens toward the back side because the phone's going to sit and the screen's going to be on this side. And then what I'll do is I'll place it in there like that. And that gives you a nice little place where you put your phone in here. And I'm going to grab my iPhone, which I set off to the side here, which I even have the case on, my case that I have, my Atari case. And so what it is, it's just, they have foam, it zooms in and out. Now obviously it's not going to work with every phone, and they have, unlock and lock. So I'm going to unlock a little bit, place it down in there, and then just tilt it up. And all it's doing is pinching the phone. And get it nice and not too tight, but you can kind of see it's pushing out there. That means it's maybe a little too tight, but the phone's not going to go anywhere so much. But so I wouldn't, actually it looks like that may have broken in there, which is funny. I haven't really used it too much yet, so that's some investigating I have to do, but it still works for now. So obviously I can open up my photo app and shoot it like this. If you wanted to do the portrait, shoot it like, obviously this is going to be one of those you bring it in a little bit, and you shoot it sideways like this to take a nice video more than anything else, because you're not going to be able to push the button. But let's see, take a peek at the quality of photo, and because I'm not really going to take a video right now, but this is obviously something so you could use your phone, take videos of your room, or you can use a time-lapse photography and do it that way, so you're just fine. But that's the universal phone mount that they also make. To be honest, it's neat, but there are other better options out there is what I'll tell you. I'm, especially after seeing this broken like that, I'm going to have to actually contact the company about it and talk to them about that, because that definitely screams to me like there's a fault to it. It almost looks like the screw broke, but I don't think so. It actually just looks like it pulled out. So, but yeah, that's the QuickPod cell phone holder. Something you can get with it. It's pretty cheap plastic, kind of like these, but with these there's no real screw or moving parts for the most part. This is. So I can't really say I recommend this piece, the phone mount, but for what it's worth, this definitely works pretty well, especially hiking and even unicycling. So that's that. So that's my review of the QuickPod. I'll say a few extra things here just to make sure that everything's kosher. Now, the QuickPod is something that I was sent. I did not purchase. So I was sent it to do my review on it. And I'm overall fairly favorable. I'm not going to actually sugarcoat this at all for the person that created this. This is hopefully going to give them an opportunity to improve their device. And it comes down to the plastic that you use, the plastic for the head, especially for that phone mount. When it breaks like that easily, even before I've even used it for the most part. I've used it a couple times real quick and easy, never really cranked it too tight or anything like that. And it looks like the actual screw that actually holds it in, or they actually have a cover over it so you can't actually get to the screw to undo it. Just pulled out of it and stripped the threading out of the actual other piece of plastic, which in all reality I could probably pull it apart and maybe put a longer screw in it, but that means I'd have to pull it apart and put a longer screw in it. So if I really wanted to use it, that's one thing, but there's other devices out there that actually are better built. They probably cost a little more, but they are better built, and they probably will also work with more devices. Because the width on that, I don't know if you're going to get a Galaxy S4, and especially if they ever make a any of those wider phones for the most part. They're just not going to fit, especially a Note 2. So, but in all reality, the device works really good. It will work really good if you have even a heavier camera, you set it against the wall. But video cameras, like actual handheld video cameras, you wouldn't want to extend it all the way out most likely, but it does work pretty good for the shorter distances. While that little mirror, it's a selling feature, it never was showing me the image that I was actually shooting. It was always lower than where it actually was actually taking video or photos of. So it's a guide. Use it as a guide, but don't actually use it as, oh, that's what I'm going to get with my photo or my video. So it's a nice little guide, but it would not be a feature that I would purchase that one over a different tripod. That said, the flip lock levers, everything like that work really good. I do like the bottom. While that clip, I really wish that was a metal clip, because that plastic clip's going to snap the first time I use it. I just have a feeling. Especially if you were to, snag it on anything, it'd be toast. But the rubber bumper on the bottom, really nice. I really like that. Especially, I like that it's replaceable, even if, obviously overuse. Also, the little pad that you can put on your hip. Put a sleeve for a belt on that, or put a belt clip on it, or do something so I don't have to worry about it falling down every time I kind of release the tripod or the monopod a little bit, the QuickPod. So with those items, aside from those items, it's a it's a nice device. Like I said, I wish the plastic on the head was better, because the plastic on the flips are great, they're fine. It's just the head unit. It definitely feels like cheap plastic. It's not the plastic that's going to give, it's the plastic that's going to snap if it ever does. Now that said, there's not a whole lot of moving parts on the head there like it is on the iPhone adapter, or the cell phone adapter, the universal phone adapter. But that'd be the thing that I would change. I would change the type of plastic that I would use, and if you could make a head that actually is, when you maneuver in and out, locking it in and out, if it actually created it was a little more slippery, a little higher quality plastic, I think it'll actually hold in there a little bit better. But that said, it's a product that I do like, and at the right price, I would definitely purchase. So I hope you enjoyed the video. I know it's probably a little longer than all my other ones, but that's kind of what I'm getting into. I'm getting into the more in-depth videos than the quick, hey, look what I did. So I hope you enjoyed the video. If you have any questions or comments, the comments are down below for a reason, so please post there. Also, if you like my videos, subscribe. I have a lot of them, and I'm going to just make more, so I enjoy doing it. I don't do it for money, but of course, there's plenty of great advertisements around this page that are products similar and maybe products that interest you. So I appreciate all those that promote me as well as help me out in any way. So, but with that said, thanks for watching, and we'll see you again next time. I have a couple other good GoPro Hero accessory reviews coming that are items that I was sent as well, and I'm itching to do the reviews, but I want to have good hands-on time with it. So again, thanks to QuickPod for providing the equipment for today's video, and I hope you enjoyed it as much as I enjoyed making it. So thanks again, and you guys have a wonderful day.